What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Don Jackson with another episode of Faith, Family, Fitness, and Fashion. Hey, I got a word for you today. In Matthew 6:21, it says, where your treasure is, your heart will follow. So God's trying to tell you right there, don't store up treasures on earth, but put them in heaven. The greatest treasure you could ever have would be Jesus, the one who gives you the treasure. Instead of you thinking it's the silver and gold, what about the one who made silver and gold? And a lot of times we have these idols set up and we forget the greatest person of all that we need to focus on is God himself. It's kind of like God says, you know what? You got clothes that you're worried about, but what about your actual body is greater than your clothing? So it's kind of, it changes your mindset, because I would think about my body first, but we think about materials over the actual body itself. We think about things we have versus things we need. So God is trying to say there's something that's eternal, and that's him, versus the thing that we need, which is really not really necessity, you know? So what's necessity is everlasting life. That's the most important thing you need. So another note, you know, we can lose track of who we are searching for things. All right, God wants you to search for him instead of these things that really don't define you. But a lot of people are defined by their things because they don't know God. Like, there was a point where Moses was known as a murderer, but biblically you know him now as one of the meekest men that roamed the earth at his time. Why is that? Because God transformed a murderer into a meek man. And it shows that your sin doesn't define you. God defines you. So you can't just stay in a place of letting people dictate who you are. Let God dictate who you are. Let him transform you and show you who you truly are in essence, instead of focusing after the things that people have put out for you and said that's who you are, and that defines you. And that's I think what happens with a lot of athletes. Their sport has defined them, but yet there's something greater than that sport, and that's probably God, but they can't show that sometimes. And it hurts because they get this 5-second gap where they're able to say, you know what, I want to give thanks to Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, and then they cut them off real quick. And they're like, man, what in the world? But I got an opportunity to show you how I can slam a ball or run in for a touchdown or show you this athletic ability, but I couldn't tell you about God. It kind of shows you how the shift in culture has affected this world right now. So put your treasure in God, not in people, not in man. And don't even make yourself a treasure, because you're yourself going to be an idol if you treasure yourself. You know, like, I like to be fit, I like to look good, but there was a point where I started putting more emphasis on what I look like on the outside than what I look like on the inside, and it was really destroying me. It was destroying my marriage. It was destroying my heart. I don't know what my wife felt about it. I don't know if she noticed, but it wasn't healthy. So that's another thing. Put your treasure in him, build up in him, and don't build up in just what you look like, because that outward man is not eternal.